What is up, everybody? It's Codebreaker146 here, yet again in a video. Today, it's going to be me doing some SummerSlam review. Yes, I understand. It's 2 days late. Why even post it? Nobody cares. Everybody knew what happened at SummerSlam. But I made a commitment that I would do the SummerSlam review. And the funny thing was, I was going to do it last night, right? But with the first day of school happening, and just it was being hectic that day, and just getting stuff signed, like, you had to get all this stuff signed for your classes, for, and me going into 10th grade, it's just a lot of stuff going on, but nonetheless, it's still okay. It was just fine, and I got through it, and then I was gonna do it right before Raw went on the air, and then, I couldn't resist, not watching, because I wanted to know what went down. And pretty much I was just like, you know what, I'll do it on Tuesday after all, so I can get my thoughts on what will happen after SummerSlam, so it'll be a more full, in-depth review, whereas just me saying, I wonder what's going to happen on Raw tonight, which I think is kind of better. And I think some reviews should do that. And I'll try to do mine the day after every pay-per-view, but we'll see what happens from there. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. SummerSlam 2015. Jon Stewart came out with opening promo with Mick Foley. Jon Stewart, honestly, it was really weird, but it was funny. Jon Stewart just kind of came out and just like, "Hello, Brooklyn! The stars are here tonight. Brock Lesnar. Yay! Undertaker. Yay! John Cena. Boo! Seth Rollins. Yay!" And it just kept going on and on and on and on. And then finally, he's like, "I need somebody else to to help me interview Brock Lesnar tonight." Like, what? You're setting up this promo set just for somebody to interview Brock Lesnar? And Mick Foley came out, and then, everybody thought Rock was going to come out. Did not happen. Mick Foley had his moments when he was like, well, that was, around, 17 years ago when I got thrown off the cage and stuff like that, and that was pretty funny. Mick is such a funny guy, and then the whole cheap pop thing, and Brock and Rock, whatever. It was weird, but Mick Foley said, "I've never wanted to go to Suplex City." And then Jon Stewart was like, "Well, let's start the show." And I'm like, oh, what a way to kick off the show. I was confused. And then I heard, "I hear voices." And I was like, Randy Orton and Sheamus kicking off the show again. I mean, if you want to get a crowd into the show, this is the match to go with. But, I guess get it out of the way first is perfect, but Orton and Sheamus had a match. Standard match that you'd expect from these two. And I swear to God, Michael Cole said physical in that match on commentary at least 30,000 times. I mean, Jesus. Because Michael Cole was like, "This has been a very physical match. Nothing pretty here. Just plain old physical." And I'm like, Michael Cole, just stop. Just stop, Michael. And Sheamus got the win here with 2 brogue kicks, so it was pretty good. The finish was pretty nice, and it was smooth. The brogue kick, boom, bounced off the ropes. Another brogue kick, and it was pretty nice and smooth. The RKO was nice, and Sheamus rolled out of the ring, so Orton didn't get the win. I heard it's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match. Like the rumors said, it's going to be a 2 out of 3 falls match between Sheamus and Orton, and Sheamus hopefully will win the blow-off of the feud. Not that I really care, but it just makes sense if you're going to go with the feud and you're trying to build up Sheamus as a heel. Maybe you have Sheamus take out Orton, but then that leads for Orton getting a match later down the line, so nope, don't even go with my idea. And then we had a fatal 4-way tag for the tag titles next. Good, solid match. I really enjoyed the match. I gotta tell you that right now. New Day were entertaining, and they did the whole "Let's hear it for New Day," which is basically, their revamp, and another addition to the song "Empire State of Mind" by Jay-Z and Alicia Keys. But it was great. It was a lot better than Jay-Z and Alicia Keys, personally, for me. It was just awesome. And then we had the Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, and PTP. PTP were the tag team champions. Keyword were. New Day won. A couple of botches here and there, which was from either Diego or Fernando. I really can't tell. Nor do I care. And I've said and expressed in the Q&A with my friends, The Pick and Mr. Charisma, in a Q&A that we were probably around in this area of the room. We had a cool Q&A, and I just expressed my dislike and just my content and everything that I had boiled up inside of me that I could not stand the Los Matadores for, and I hope they get released. But maybe that was just me being mean. But Jesus, they had a lot of botches in here. But it was okay. solid tag team fatal 4-way match. I enjoyed it. New Day win. That's all that matters. They're the tag team champions again. So next night on Raw, Lucha Dragons and New Day are going at it. Dudley Boys come out. And the Primetime players won commentary, so maybe we get a triple threat at Night of Champions. But the fact that the Dudley Boys are back in the tag team division is just a blessing. And I'm telling you that the Dudley Boys are amazing. Dudley Boys are amazing. They can add so much credibility, and I think this will be their only and last run, and it's perfect. And it's just fine. You got New Day, Lucha Dragons, Los Matadores, PTP, the Dudley Boys. You should have had Barrett and Stardust, but I guess not. And then, I have no idea. Maybe Harper and a man that should be named later in this review. Maybe they're a tag team. Honestly, I have no idea. And then maybe another tag team. Even the Ascension. There's so much stuff you can do with like all these tag teams. And if Cesaro and Kid were around, oh, can you imagine Cesaro and Kid versus the Dudley Boys? And the Usos are coming back soon. So there's so much stuff they can do with the tag team division, and it's like a really thriving period. Not that I think that WWE is going to like treat the tag teams any differently. Maybe we can hope. The Dudley Boys are going to be on SmackDown, so I'll read the spoilers tonight and see what goes down if they're in a match or something like that. But we'll see. And so I guess we're getting that Night of Champions, but the fact that the Dudley Boys are back is awesome. Dolph Ziggler versus Rusev. Didn't really care about this match because I don't really care about Dolph Ziggler. Very unpopular opinion in the YWC, but I do not care about Dolph Ziggler one bit. I think he's overrated, and he's just dumb. He's just stupid. It's just the fact that he's supposed to be this high school jock character that like wears these jean jackets and like he shakes his ass and like he says, I stole your girlfriend and I steal the show, when he doesn't. And people still like this guy. And he's dry as just oh my god, man. This guy is so dry on the microphone and he's so boring. And it's just, he has no character. And if he did have a character, it's a high school jock. And he's supposed to be the show off. And he's just so weird and just, it's so dumb. And I don't like Dolph Ziggler. Rusev is the man. Nobody won in this match. Double count out. Really questionable finish. Lana and Summer Rae was the main point and focal point of this match, which is basically the whole feud is about them two. It's not about Ziggler and Rusev. That's kind of secondary. But yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get a mixed tag at Night of Champions. Maybe they'll throw it on a Raw. Maybe they'll do it at Hell in a Cell or something. I'm not sure. Neville and Stephen Amell versus the Cosmic Kings was next. Neville and Stephen Amell won. Cosmic Kings lost. Next night on Raw, Stardust would deliver the Dark Matter or the Arrow, whatever Cody Rhodes calls his finisher now, Crossroads. He turned on King Barrett, and I thought it would have been perfect as the Cosmic Kings. I thought they would have been a pretty funny, weird group that would have been maybe successful as a tag team, because Cody Rhodes has been with weird guys. I mean, he's been with Ted DiBiase, Drew McIntyre, and then, he's been with Goldust, and then now he'll be with King Barrett. So, wouldn't have had a problem with it, but I guess they did have a problem with it. Neville and Stephen Amell won. Stephen Amell just did not know how to sell. Stephen don't know how to sell. That's his name now, not Stephen Amell. Stephen don't know how to sell. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of the mic. And I just didn't like this match personally. Now the next was the worst match of the night: Big Show versus Ryback versus The Miz. IC title triple threat. Best part was Miz's false finishes and just covering those guys back and forth. And those guys, and the crowd just loved it. They ate it up. Even though Miz is like normally poorly received when he's in towns like Brooklyn, Philadelphia, anything like that, because they just know Miz is not their favorite guy. And Ryback won. That's all that matters. He's still the IC champ. But he just threw. I think he just like hit Big Show and capitalized on his like knockout punch, and that's really a heel maneuver. And I don't know why they do it. They should have just had Ryback do the shell shock on Miz or Big Show. 1, 2, 3. That's all you had to do. All you had to do. But no, don't go with that idea. So maybe it's going to be Ryback and Kevin Owens at Night of Champions. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing that. Maybe Kevin Owens gets his Intercontinental Championship. That'd be pretty cool. And maybe we see Kevin Owens and Daniel Bryan down the line if Daniel Bryan comes back for the IC belt, because that would be an amazing feud. Can you imagine Survivor Series, D-Bry versus Kevin Owens? But I'm not sure. Anyway, Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper versus Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. This was the 6th match on the show. And yeah, it was it had a really good start, and there were a lot of big moves after big moves after big moves, but it was moving really fast. I mean really fast, but just a lot of big moves, tags in and out. Ambrose got worked on, then Reigns came back after he fell asleep for a little bit. Roman Reigns then just came in, house fire, and then they 100% Crystal, PG, Squeaky, Lysol, Mr. Clean, Pine Sol Clean defeated the Wyatt family. So we're like, okay, feud's over. I guess babyfaces win. But I guess they're still going with this, that this will never end. This is the unending conflict, you know. So, I mean, Wyatt and Harper, next night on Raw, we had the SummerSlam rematch. And then we had this new man, Braun Strowman. I think I got his last name right. Braun Strowman. Like Ryan Braun of the Milwaukee Brewers. Braun Strowman, who's a guy out of NXT. He has this big beard. He's built. I mean, he's jacked. I mean, he's tall. He's imposing. He looks freaking scary as a Wyatt family member. And he fits the bill perfectly. And honestly, he's Abigail's black sheep. And I think honestly, I'm a big fan of this guy. I don't know what he has necessarily in the ring, but I think it's a great fit, and it could be better than the Eric Rowan. And that's not saying much, but I think Eric Rowan had a perfect place in the Wyatt family. And that's what they were going with, to do Sting 2/3 of the Shield versus the Wyatt family at SummerSlam, but that did not happen. Something else would happen with Sting, but I'll get to that in a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, the black sheep, Abigail's black sheep, they attacked, Braun, I feel like I want to say Bram when I say Braun, but Braun shook both of those guys, Ambrose and Reigns, out next night on Raw. Then he did this, like, awesome powerbomb. We had him on his shoulder like a Dominator, like Farouk and Bobby Lashley do. Then he just turned him over the other way, and it was a really brutal, really cool move that you don't really see. And it was awesome, and I thought it was really, really cool. And I think that should have happened at SummerSlam to give him more of a shocker. But I guess not. So next week on Raw, that's going to be really interesting to see what they do. Is it going to be a 3-on-2 handicap match at Night of Champions? We'll find out soon, but awesome. Awesome stuff that happened on Raw. Their stuff on Raw was way better than what happened at SummerSlam. Title for title, John Cena versus Seth Rollins. Really thought this match was really good. I enjoyed this match thoroughly. And it reminded me of Daniel Bryan and Seth Rollins. And honestly, actually, it was supposed to be John Cena and Daniel Bryan for the IC and the US title at SummerSlam. But unfortunately, D-Bry got injured, and plans had to be changed, of course. And always Cena is that substitute, it seems, when Bryan gets injured. And so Cena and Rollins squared off, and it was a really good match. Rollins won attire of the night in my eyes. So that was pretty cool. So we had Cena and Rollins just going at it, back and forth, competitive match, and till the finish. Cena's got him up on his shoulders for the AA. Rollins kicks his leg, and then the referee's down. Okay, fine. Maybe something happens. Rollins does not have to win clean, because as long as Rollins wins the championship or retains the title, it's fine. Until Jon Stewart came down. And I knew right then and there that WWE's going to want to do that swerve, that big, oh my God, shock factor. Oh my God, why did Jon Stewart do that? It just did not come off good. Like, Stewart just having a chair, like, I'll hit you, Seth Rollins. And then he pointed at it. He literally pointed at John Cena. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I knew it. And then he did it one more time, and then John Cena was the first one to get up. And it was clear as day. And he hit Cena with the chair. And this basically was just a publicity stunt. And this was for only Jon Stewart and WWE to get other viewers, because now Stewart's gone from The Daily Show. Jon Stewart still has viewers and fans from The Daily Show that want to see more of Jon Stewart, because, he's not really on TV that much anymore, because, he left The Daily Show. So, with that being said, he comes down and he hits Cena, and everybody's like, oh, they hit Stewart hit the top guy, Jon Stewart's a bad guy, Jon Stewart is a celebrity, etc., etc. So, there you go. Rollins wins. He's the United States WWE champion. Perfect fit for Rollins. Both titles look great. And this is going to take a little bit. But next night on Raw, John Cena, we find out Stewart's main reason for this, and he didn't want Cena to tie Ric Flair's record, which in a fan's eyes, that's exactly what we wanted, but it was just kind of stupid. And Stewart literally just turned heel and just completely overrided the whole heel turn that he had last night. And Ric Flair came down, and Ric Flair was probably drunk. And Ric Flair just, I mean, I want Cena to win. Woo! Excuse me. Woo! That was better. Sound like a dog barking and like choking on something. The first one was. The second one was a little bit better. I could have improved. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. And John Cena's like, yo, man, why did I not, why did you do that? The authority they now have the United States Championship, and I want to give everybody a shot, because I give everybody a shot. You know what I mean? Because I give Kevin Owens a shot, even though I buried him. I gave Sami Zayn a shot, even though I won. I gave Stardust a shot, even though I won. And I gave a man by the name of Neville a shot, even though I won. So that's Cena telling the fans, like, oh, don't blame me that I beat all your favorites, or I don't blame, no, of course it's not my fault, I just beat the guys, 1, 2, 3, it's over. So yeah. Oh, man. And then, that was stupid. Then the Seth Rollins the weeks before is like, yo, I want a statue. I want a statue like Ultimate Warrior, Bruno Sammartino, and Andre the Giant. And Triple H and Stephanie are like, yo, okay. If you can beat John Cena and, gain both of the championships, then we'll get you one. So to give proof that it was actually a bronze statue, they showed us in the middle of the night. Rollins came in, and they covered it back up. I don't think it was bronze. I think it could have been like maybe a styrofoam. I don't know why I said styrofoam. Maybe like a plastic version, because it would have been cheap. But they could have had it, made to look like it was a bronze statue. But it was good. It looked just fine. I mean, I couldn't tell any difference. The only bronze that I really am, familiar with is pennies. And I don't carry that many pennies. I know. Just saying. Yeah. Rollins came out, but saw a statue. The box opened. Sting was there. So we're going to get Sting and Seth Rollins for the WWE World Title at Night of Champions. And then in a rematch, we'll get John Cena and Seth Rollins for the U.S. title. Now, what I could see happening is Sting screws Seth Rollins for the U.S. title, and Cena wins. Okay, it's fine. It's back to Cena. Not a big deal. Rollins still has the main title. Somehow, Seth Rollins scoots away right past Sting, and he somehow makes it, and he's still the WWE World Champion. So he's like, I might have lost the U.S. title, but I still kept this. And then, I don't know what they're necessarily trying to plan to do. I don't know why Sting would win the championship. I don't think Sting should win the championship, because I think Seth Rollins literally became a legitimized champion when he beat John Cena. Like, I think he turned it into a new gear. And now that he's feuding with Sting, I think Rollins is coming into a whole different new realm as a champion. Like, before he was just beating Ambrose and, Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. And then it's like, well, is that really all you got, Seth? I mean, is that the only people you can beat? And then it's like, he's just kind of, he's barely beating those guys. He could barely beat Neville, He lost to J&J Security, and we were like, oh, this guy sucks as a champion. Then he beat Cena, and everybody's like, well, Rollins is pretty good. And even though it didn't win clean, nobody barely does, unless your name is Kevin Owens. And no, Daniel Bryan did not win clean because Cena had an excuse. The elbow. Remember that. So we're getting Rollins and Sting, Cena and Rollins. It's gonna be good. It's not been announced yet. I know Sting and Rollins has, but Cena and Rollins has not. But I'm looking forward to Night of Champions. That's an understatement. Yeah. But let's get past that. Divas 3-team tag team elimination match. I laughed so hard when they said Divas Revolution is in full effect, and then they when one girl is eliminated, the whole team is eliminated. It's like, that is time constraints right there, and that's not a Divas Revolution. I mean, it's not like they had 4 hours or nothing. Nah, they easily just could have done boom, 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 elimination. But no, let's cut this match not in half. Let's cut this match so low and down to size where this match doesn't even matter. So Team B.A.D gets eliminated because, you know, Tamina is like the oldest person in the Divas Revolution. She lost. Team Bella they didn't get eliminated. None of these teams got eliminated. Just Tamina got pinned. I don't even remember who got pinned for Team Bella. It was just an uninspired match. It was boring, and it was just not fun. I didn't have a fun time watching it. I was happy when the match was over. PCB, the worst faction name in history, the Submission Sorority, the Submission Sisters, the Shield or something like that. I'm not sure. I really would love for them to actually have the 4 horsewomen. Charlotte as the main gal, Sasha Banks, and you know, maybe they do Bayley and Becky. I'm not sure, but that would be a really awesome. Like, have them dress up in like businesswomen suits. Oh man, Sasha Banks would look pretty ballin', and Bayley would as well. I'm not a big fan of Becky Lynch. I know she dyed her hair orange, but personally, I'm not a fan of like ginger women. As like, if you're a ginger girl out there and you're watching this video, I love you, and I thank you for watching this video. And if you're a subscriber, I love you even more. But like, my kind of cup of tea is not necessarily ginger women. I don't know if anybody is just like me, but if you are, never mind. We're just gonna skip this. I don't know. Cesaro versus Kevin Owens was next. Pretty good match. Maybe if you got a little bit more time, I thought they were kind of rushing a little bit at some points, but it got enough time that I thought it would deserve. But I would have personally liked a little bit, a couple more minutes. I think it would have gotten them into a really good match, and I enjoyed it. And I thought, and Kevin Owens winning was the right step. If there was a better option, Kevin Owens, because honestly, guys people are bitching and moaning that like, oh, Cesaro. Dang it, man. He lost. He built up all of this momentum, and Kevin Owens just squashed him. Well, Kevin Owens just lost 2 times straight on a pay-per-view to John Cena. Cesaro wasn't even on the last 2 shows. So the fact that Cesaro was having a marquee match at SummerSlam was better than him winning the match. So it's better for Cesaro to even be on the show. If that makes sense. It's better that Cesaro was even on the show. You know? And in KO too, the fact that he got a win, I think it's just fine. I'm happy with it. Undertaker and Brock Lesnar was next. Ugh, what a fantastic match. I'm not being sarcastic. It was just a good, really fun match, and I enjoyed it so much. And the Brock Lesnar F5 through the table, and like, this is the match we should have got at WrestleMania 30. I was there at WrestleMania 30, hence the memorabilia on the wall. There's a Cesaro plaque, there's a couple of 8x10s, and there's the poster. And one of the marquee matchup, there's Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. There you go, I got it. That was one of the big matches, and then we got the abortion of a match that we had at WrestleMania 30. Now we had a really good match here at SummerSlam until the finish. So WWE had freaking Undertaker tap out on the other side, but the ref didn't see it. No. Timekeeper rings the bell. Charles Robinson's freaking out. Then Undertaker low blows Brock Lesnar. Hell's Gates. Brock Lesnar does this continuously, and then he goes down like the gunslinger that just got shot 15 times by the police. He passes out. And then we had this weird, confusing finish, and that we did not need. So we're getting at WrestleMania 32. We don't want to see it at WrestleMania 32. We don't want to see it for a 3rd time, even though I think it would be really good. This is probably going to be their best match, honestly. I don't think the 3rd match they're going to have is going to be better than this. But, again, like, it's just enough. We want to see Sting and Taker, and that's all we personally really want to see. Simple as that. WWE's overthinking themselves, and I don't know when we're going to get this match next, but hopefully we get Sting and Undertaker, which I think is very unlikely at this point. But anyway, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed SummerSlam. Comment down below what you thought of SummerSlam. thumbs up this video if you really like this video and like my review for 25 minutes plus. I try to keep it low, but if you stick around this long, leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. I love hearing you guys talk about wrestling, and it makes my day. So there you go. Thank you for watching. Peace.